off the track.
Alright, what's good everybody? It's your boy Akin and welcome to today's vlogs. We're continuing with more scout reports headed towards the 2017 NFL Draft. Been very late, but I'm back to give you some more scout reports, and today I'm going to talk about running backs for this season. I'm going to start off with one of the top backs entering this year's draft, Dalvin Cook, coming out of Florida State. This kid is hailing from Miami, Florida. He looked like the U type of a player, like a type of a kid, but decided to head over to Tallahassee to become a Nole, and he was a record-breaking leading rusher in a career for the Seminoles, breaking former great Warwick Dunn. He actually has over 4,400 yards on the ground. Decided to end up his junior season to leave his last year of eligibility to enter this year's draft. Now, this kid is a great running back, and it's time to talk about his strengths and weaknesses. First, his strengths. Now, he has an explosive lower body with coordinated feet to start, stop, and redirect very quickly, which is a great thing. Another thing about him, I do like his size and his low center of gravity. He is 5'11", 213 pounds. I think that's just the ideal size, and because he has that low center of gravity, he could definitely give you some tough yardage after contact. Now, he definitely could break and shake defenders off, and he can move pretty well. He could definitely move within a phone booth as far as his elusiveness and getting you those extra yardage. And he did show some productivity as a receiver, particularly outside of this past season, with 488 yards receiving and over 1,700 yards on the ground. And he does have a nose from the end zone. 48 career touchdowns in these 3 seasons for the Seminoles, actually helping the team close to winning a national championship, losing to the Rose Bowl as a true freshman. This kid showed a lot of promise over the last 2 seasons after rushing over 1,000 yards as a true freshman, then over 1,600 yards, then over 1,700 yards in 2016. Now it's time to talk about his weaknesses. Now he definitely he lacks the body armor to be a true power back at the next system, at the next level. Now I gotta tell you, he can give you some tough yardage after the after contact because of his low center of gravity, but as far as his piling movement, as far as being a power back, he can definitely skip that. But he does have the elusiveness, so he definitely can recover because of that. Now, one thing he does need to work on is his ball security. 12 career fumbles over the last 3 seasons. He actually had a fumble every 64 touches, so he definitely needs to improve that as far as his ball security. And he does have the tendency to drop a couple of passes. He did drop a couple of passes during his career, can drop 1 or 2. He just needs to work on that as well. But most importantly, that I'm a little bit concerned is his shoulders. Now, he does have some durability issues with his shoulders. Had surgery to repair a torn labrum on the backside of his right shoulder. Had to deal with some shoulder injuries, but I still think he could be a tough back. So there's some durability issues that are a concern. And lastly, he needs to work on his blocking technique. He doesn't really show too much that he's a willing blocker. Just needs to improve just a little bit as an overall team player as far as blocking for his quarterback. But this is actually one of the best overall running backs entering this year's draft, and I think this is a solid first round selection from a mid to the end of the first round. The race is between him and Leonard Fournette from LSU, so that's my evaluation of him. A little bit of a comparison to Warwick Dunn, but just not as, I believe, not as small as Warwick Dunn. Warwick Dunn was a little bit smaller during his time at Florida State. He was a first-round selection as well. But some people might compare him in between Warwick Dunn and Marshall Faulk. So this is a good talent, and I hope the best for him at the next level. Now, the next time I'm going to catch you guys will be in just a couple of minutes. I have many more blogs for tonight. Thank you for watching this blog. I'm your man, Akin McCall. Be easy.